Welcome to Local Whidbey Podcast. I'm Maxie, and this is the first episode of my next series called Reinventions, where we explore the people who saw an opportunity to create something new, whether for themselves, their businesses, or their community. Today's story begins in the uncertainty of 2020. When the world shut down during the COVID pandemic, so did many of the traditional ways local farmers reached their customers. Farmers' markets were disrupted, restaurants closed, supply chains were uncertain. For many small farms, years of hard work suddenly hung in the balance. But while many people were asking, what now? Today's guest was asking, what if? Shannon Bly, Executive Director of Whidbey Island Grown, helped reimagine how local food could reach local families. Working alongside farmers, volunteers, and community partners, she helped launch the Whidbey Island Grown Cooperative, an online marketplace where people could order products from multiple farms in one place and pick their order up at convenient locations around the island. It wasn't simply an online grocery store, it became a lifeline. The cooperative helped many local farmers continue selling their products during one of the most uncertain times in recent history. What began as an emergency solution has continued to grow into a thriving model for connecting farmers and consumers while strengthening the Whidbey's local food system. Today we'll talk about innovation born from necessity, what it takes to build something completely new in the middle of a crisis, and how one idea helped strengthen an entire community. Shannon, welcome to the Local Whidbey Podcast. Hello, Shannon.
Hello.
Thanks for having me here today and saying yes to this interview. I know you're so busy, but I know that everyone's going to love this story because I love it. And you're like, what? Really? But I think that everyone's going to enjoy this because so many people buy from the cooperative. And I think from this that you'll probably even grow even more because it's such a great story. And I was going to say, now that this thing's going around with the stomach, I'm not going to say
Parasite.
what it does, the parasite, it might even be more orders because if you can reach farmers markets right now, you need to be buying from them.
We have heard from some people who only want to order from us right now because of that.
Yes.
But I don't want to say, order from us. We don't have the parasite. And then we did.
That's right. So,
but true.
Yes. So before we talk about the cooperative, tell us about Whidbey Island Grown and its mission. Let's just talk about the mission.
I was going to write the mission down. But so Whidbey Island Grown is a multi-stakeholder cooperative. We have 95 co-op members, and those are producers, but also businesses, organizations, farmers markets, community members. Anyone can be a part of the cooperative.
Okay.
We have our major programs are, of course, the food hub is our biggest one and takes up the most of our time. And then we have our licensed rentable storage facilities for producers. We have a marketing program. We have a food access fund. And then I also do regional networking with food systems off island and advocacy type of work as well. So
that's great.
We do a lot behind the scenes. It's all basically behind the scenes.
Yeah. But still, it's made it what it is today. So take us back to March 2020. What were you hearing from local farmers as everything was shutting down because of COVID?
This is actually, basically the story of Whidbey Island Grown starts around COVID. But we had a super official facilitated strategic planning meeting the first week of March 2020.
Wow.
And that brought together our organizing group around the co-op, Whidbey Island Grown, which was at that time version 2. So it was a grant-funded program, but it wasn't an entity on its own. And so we wanted to merge with them and create a new entity.
Okay.
And that project was going to be wholesale business-to-business focused, kind of modeled after existing food hubs that had that model, like Puget Sound Food Hub and Western Montana. And then also the Conservation District was there. the Northwest Agriculture Business Center is the one that put that on for us. And they were there. Everybody, was doing our hopes and dreams and goals. And we had this one part where we had sticky notes with tasks on them.
Right.
And on the wall, this butcher paper was like a timeline from like 0 to 5 years. And we were supposed to put when we were going to do all of these tasks.
Mm-hmm.
So we got all that conversation out of the way. And then 1 week later, the entire world shut down.
Right.
And those plans literally did not matter. So 1 month after that, we incorporated into a co-op with Whidbey Island Grown. And 1 month after that, we started the food hub.
Wow.
So it was really like
boom, boom, boom.
We just turned around from whatever we've been working on and just did something totally different, basically.
Yeah, it went from like, let's grow slowly and do all these things to, okay, what are we going to do now next week?
Right. Like, let's put together organizational documents tomorrow.
Let's hurry up.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So was there ever a conversation or a moment where you realized that the existing system wasn't going to work and you had to like totally revamp it? I know that you just said that you had to rethink things, but that was getting organized. Was there a system you had put in place or thought, but then had to revamp it based on the new reality?
It definitely, our original idea was kind of pooling farmer produce together to try to sell into bulk accounts or in higher volume. So we pivoted to what we call retail, which is the households and individuals being able to order. So a lot of that system was the same, but what really changed, I think, about the system is that COVID opened up in good and bad, like the limits of possibility.
Oh, okay.
So anything was possible.
Right.
Like if a pandemic could shut down the whole world and there's like no more smog in China and the schools are shut down, like schools have never been shut down and grocery store shelves are empty of weird stuff like toilet paper.
Right.
If all that can happen, like what else can happen? Anything.
Right.
So I think that our work without that happening would have been trying to convince people, the producers, to come on board, trying to go find businesses and convince them this was a good idea. We didn't have to convince anyone of
because
anything.
Panic mode changed the game.
It really, we had producers who, first of all, you didn't know if the farmers market was going to be open.
That's right.
And all the wholesale accounts are closed. And so people are like, how are we going to sell all of this product? Because the thing about farming is it's a long-term endeavor, right? All of that stuff had been planted, but like the potatoes that were planted in April of this year, we're going to be eating those next March.
Right.
So it goes in both ways. Like they want to make sure they have a market for the potatoes that just are growing, even though they're not ready yet.
Right.
But also we want to make sure that we have food as eaters next year. And that's like the timeline that it takes. So I did hear from a couple farmers who didn't have farm stands that people were coming up and knocking on their doors, which is a thing in farms anyway. People just randomly come on to farms.
They
like,
do.
They sort of
it would never cross my mind to do
like
that.
a public thing about them. But they would knock on the doors in like April and May and be like, we want to buy from you. What do you have? Do you have cucumbers? Do you have green beans? What do you have? And it's like, there's none of that in April,
right?
Like there's arugula, you can have arugula,
right?
But also the arugula doesn't care that it's a pandemic,
right?
And the sales outlets have closed,
right?
The arugula needs to be sold. So it was really easy to get participants, and then our distribution, our pickup method was socially distanced because we're in an outdoor farm stand, So it just like really ended up working out well.
Yes. Yeah. I remember, I'm thinking back we moved here in May 2020. And I can't remember when the farmers markets opened back up, but I remember going to Bayview for the first time. I can't remember when. Was it was it closed that year? Was it 2021 it opened
It
back
did
up?
open. It was like, because I think around May is when masks also started
Yes.
being needed, so it was like 20
You
people
could
could
come.
go
Yeah,
in
I
with
remember
the
that.
mask.
That's right. We stood in line with our
Yeah.
mask on, 5 feet apart,
Mhm.
and Mike and I moving here from Texas didn't realize there wasn't a lot of vegetables available,
At that
at
time.
that time, that it took longer here. And
Mhm.
we're like, "This isn't a farmer's market. This is thing crafts," you know? And, so fortunately, we got one of the, I guess it's one of the things that you can print of when things grow.
Oh,
That was
yeah.
very helpful. So we would know and not be disappointed.
Yes, and we have those on our website too, like seasonal guides, but also, like, the Food Hub's a great seasonal guide. If you wanna
Yes.
know what is growing right
Yes.
what's ready to eat, you can just, like, scroll through there. What flowers are blooming,
Right.
they're
The
on
whole thing.
there.
Yes, I have one of those. I love that thing. In fact, I might have that's probably where I got it is, when I saw that, and to see what was what and what we could buy. And but you know what? I don't know if you've ever been to Europe, but one of the things when I went in 2023 to France, and we were laughing because all of the restaurants you eat at, like during the day, they have chalkboards on the outside, and they're all serving the same things because they don't ship in from around the world. They
Mhm.
eat what's readily available, whether it's fish or beef or chicken or all the vegetables. That's what they all cook with. And so everything seemed to be way cheaper. I was shocked at how much cheaper it was. But it felt like that here is you make things and you learn how to eat things maybe you hadn't eaten before because that's what's readily available. And I think that's cool though. I
It
really
is
do.
cool. When I was in Italy, it was the same way. It
Same
was
thing.
spring, and so there wasn't a lot, and
Yeah.
it was like, "Wow, everything has rocket in it," because that's what they call
Yeah.
arugula. Yeah, I totally think that's a thing, but also it's fun because then when something comes on, it's really exciting.
Yeah.
Like, our first one's purple sprouting broccoli. Like, when
Yes.
that comes on,
So
everybody's
good.
so excited, and garlic scapes and
Yeah.
peas, and there's just things like, that sometimes you can't even get them at the store
No,
ever,
ever.
and it's just like,
Yeah, that is
that is
nice.
exciting.
Yeah. In fact, I went back because of moving here to eating broccoli because to me, it just the smaller versions were so much more tender and tasty than big, ginormous looking, hard plants that you get at the grocery store. And so now I eat broccoli again, because it just is, it's just better for some reason here.
There's also, like, even any root vegetable, basically, like carrots,
Yeah.
beets, all of those when you get them at the store, they're old, they're
Yes.
big, they're
Yes.
storage varieties. So people may not know how good, like, the
Yeah.
flavor of
Yeah.
food.
Yes.
And then the best is when we're on vacation.
Hmm.
We only are on vacation during holidays,
Yeah.
but um, people have to go to the store and get vegetables
Yeah.
again or get bread again, and
Yeah.
then they're reminded, like, "Oh, this food doesn't really have
That's
very
right.
much of a flavor, and that's why
Right.
we take the extra time
That's exactly
to
right.
get the local."
So one of the things I was thinking about is you probably had a lot of logistical challenges um, for a brand new food distribution system. So what were some of those challenges?
I mean, everything, because we didn't plan ahead.
Right.
So we didn't have anything of our own, Whidbey Island Grown. So all of our spaces were donated by member farms, our like fridge, our coolers. I would call around every week to get a vehicle that
Oh,
could transport the orders
right.
down to Freeland because we only had two pickup locations. We
Right.
had Freeland and Bell's Farm.
Right.
So that was crazy. And then the Northwest Agriculture Business Center, NABC, I'm going to call them. So they got us a grant for a market manager.
Okay.
So were able to get ourselves together and like hire a market manager. But then what were they supposed to do? Like,
Right.
we didn't have, a role for them. We were making up what the role was anyway.
Right.
And, who was in charge of them and like all of these things. So it was just kind of like absolute chaos.
Right.
For
Just
a long
learning as
time.
you go.
Well, and
Yeah.
then we had a difficult time getting permitted
Mhm.
because we're newer and we check multiple boxes for licenses,
Mhm.
but then we don't check all the boxes.
Oh.
So they didn't know what to do with us at
I kinda went
WSDA.
yeah, I went through that, when you're trying to just study on your own of permits for the state of Washington for whatever, but specifically when it has to do with food, the way they describe things makes you feel like you need that permit or you need this and do that. And I got a phone call when I was starting my supper club that said, the guy said, I need you to explain to me what you're doing because I think you filled out permits that you don't need. And just so you know, you're not getting a refund. And I go, he said, because you should always ask first. And I said, okay, fine. Turned out I didn't need any of them that I filled out, but I was just so nervous of doing the wrong thing. So yeah, I get it.
Yeah. So, I mean, everything was just really crazy like that
Yeah.
at first
Yeah.
and for a long time. I think we have it dialed in now, but
Right.
we made it up from observation versus planning
Yeah.
because of how quickly we did it. And also because things are changing so much with COVID.
Yeah.
It was like, then you have to wear masks and then like, are we okay now? And now there's a resurgence and people, do we do events? No, yes, all of
Right.
these different things like that. In addition to like, so nothing was settled for a long time.
Right.
And I don't know. I think that would have been like that either way, just with the pandemic.
But I think for customers, people buying, none of that, you know, people
Yeah,
just
they
pick
would
up their
see that.
food, so they don't know.
Yeah. They're just
But
like, thanks.
was it challenging working with any of the producers, or were they helpful and patient?
Oh my gosh. Yeah, they're amazing. I mean, this is their project.
Yeah.
So, I'm just facilitating on
Right.
their behalf.
Right.
So, luckily, we have amazing producers.
So my next question was talking about convincing the farmers, but what you're saying is you didn't have to because of COVID. You didn't have to convince the farmers.
Yeah. And I was thinking about that when I was reading the
Mhm.
questions of who, we probably started off with 20 ish producers, like Three Sisters,
Mhm.
Sweet Mona's, obviously Mutiny Bay and
Mhm.
Bell's Farm and Foxtail and
Mhm.
Kettle's Edge, because those are
Right.
the farmers that were
Prominent. Yeah.
part of the organizing. Um, I forget. Brits Fermented Foods,
Mm.
Whidbey Island Seafood,
Yeah.
12 Birches. So we had all of these producers come on right away, and they're still
Yeah. Still
here
here. That's great.
doing it.
That's great.
So
So was there a moment though that you realized, you know what, this is working?
that question made me laugh so hard. Every time I feel that way, something bad
Happen?
happens. Every time. Like,
You knock
stay
on wood.
humble.
Yeah.
But my how I think I gauge that, because I'm always like, is this working? Is this working? This isn't working. Every time there's a mistake,
Yeah.
you kind of feel like this doesn't work.
Yeah.
But when people started coming up to me or being in conversation with me, producers and customers, and telling me the benefits of the food hub, or telling me like you
Yeah.
have, like what we had put in our white paper, what we had talked
Right.
about in our organizing meetings, what we, had talked about as we were trying to figure out logistics and stuff. And they're coming up and telling me that means like we made what we were trying to make.
Right.
So
Yeah.
that's
Felt successful to them.
that is,
Yeah.
yeah,
So do
pretty
you have
good.
any a farmer story that basically is memorable to you about how much it helped them?
Yeah, so I think it was 2021. I'm hoping it was. 4th of July is a really big sales event
Oh, okay.
for local food, because everybody wants that special food in
Right.
America. Yeah. So one of my producers after that, who was kind of newer, said like we doubled our sales. So we had our farm stand sales and we have our CSA, and then without doing anything else, just partying on 4th of July,
Right.
we doubled our sales because of the food hub. So sales, of course, are really important to all of these businesses, and being able to demonstrate and being able to make sales for the producers. That's, they trust you to do that.
Well, plus we all are spoiled on the convenience factor. So if people are just waiting till Saturday or Sunday to a farmer's market, it's so nice for all of us that are into the convenience factor. That solves that issue.
We're used to
Yes.
ordering online and then getting our food.
Yes. Used to doing that. It also forces you to so like when I'm reading all the things that you have, it forces me to think in advance of what I'm going to have for dinner later at the end of the week, the weekend, or the following week, instead of at 4:00
that day. And that leads to like less food waste, right? Because we waste so much food in this country, and pre-planning is like a really good way to do that. But also I think like food should be fun. Like, it is keeping us alive. And so when you're on there, what can I make with this?
Right.
That's just fun.
So we were just talking about buyers don't see the things that are happening behind the scenes. So what were people not seeing? You mentioned a little bit of it about some of the permitting and not checking all the right boxes and things like that. But was there any other struggles or hurdles you had to get over and solve?
The biggest hurdle at that time was the licensing. And one of the things you needed for that was our own warehouse space. So that was probably the biggest hurdle that we had to overcome, which of course we did. But I think that in general, people are so outside of distribution network in general, and they don't see it at any scale. It is amazing what we do.
Yeah.
Like, if you look at it from really high up, and we're like ants moving all of this product around.
Yeah.
It's so amazing and so hard and impossible at whatever scale, whether you're just, at the food hub scale and everything fits in this 20-foot cooler, or if you're Cisco or Charlie's or you're global. It is super, super difficult and crazy all the time. So that, I don't know, that's what we're doing. It's kind of a challenge. Like,
it is.
Can you do this? Like, can you get all this food out? And it's like, I don't know, I guess.
Yeah.
Theoretically, yes.
Well, and you were asking me, and when you were being humble and, kind of shrug it off, that's just not that big of a deal. And I said, this is a really big deal. And one of the reasons why is, long ago in my career, I programmed computers. And so you had to make data models first. And so you're making that map to make a program work. And you're looking at a high level, looking down, and then testing to see if it's going to work. And then later on, as a strategist, looking at other businesses and all the things they'd have to do. And when you mentioned sticky notes, I'm like, sticky notes on a whiteboard is one of the best ways to model anything and move them around while everybody's looking and talking. It's still a really great way to do that. And being able to see that, I could envision that of what you guys are doing. And so I'm like, no, y'all are doing, this is hard, and this is a big deal.
It's infrastructure.
It is. It's infrastructure.
So that's what I call it now. But if I'm thinking about back then, it was just like the next thing.
Talking about the next thing.
Find the truck for this week to deliver the product to Mutiny Bay. Find the person who's going to hand that product out.
You're right.
That's the like scale that we're doing it at. But now I can say like we built out a lot of infrastructure, but also just the act of working together so closely every week over the course of this time. That network is also infrastructure.
Yes.
Imagine if Oak Harbor had a place where music, theater, and creativity could thrive all year round. The Oak Harbor Creative Arts Foundation is exploring something big, a performing arts center and makers space to expand arts access, support local artists and youth, and strengthen our community. Right now, they're in the feasibility phase, building awareness and community support before any fundraising begins. One of the easiest ways to help is to add your name to their petition of support. No money asked, just show you believe in Imagine Oak Harbor for all of Whidbey Island. Visit the website today and add your name. Creative communities don't just happen, they're imagined first. Go to ohcaf.org to show you also. Imagine Oak Harbor.
So talking about that, I know that we all wanted and you wanted COVID to end. But as it was going away, were you guys nervous that people were going to stop buying, or did you see the momentum moving towards growth?
Mm-hmm. I don't think that COVID really came into our plans too much.
Mm-hmm.
I would say how COVID over time affected us was that it brought to light gaps in the food distribution, especially regionally.
Mm-hmm.
And so from that, a ton of federal funds through the state were funneled into developing out that infrastructure. And so we were able to grow and expand and build things out that people needed then.
Right.
That we wouldn't have been able to do that without those federal funds. And the opportunity to build out those things, especially in rural areas, wasn't there before that.
Right.
So that there's just been a ton of support and funding going into building out these things. So that, I think, also we're like, yeah, or people, one thing that was always being asked was like, have we saturated the market? Like, are there more customers for us? And it's like, I mean, how do you answer that? If I say yes, do you just believe me?
Yeah.
But yeah, it is always yes. There's more customers.
Yeah, because you know how many people are on Whidbey Island.
Yeah, our market being Whidbey Island, that's a ridiculous market.
Yeah. And then what percentage are buying and what percentage are not buying?
Right. And what percentage can you expect to buy?
Yes.
No matter what you do, some people aren't going to buy.
Right.
A lot of people aren't going to buy. And there are different constraints. Like, you have to be available on Friday afternoon if you want to buy from us.
That's right.
But that becomes very complementary with the farmers market and the farm stands and also our businesses that we sell to, because those are all places you can go and get local food based on what's most convenient for you if you're thinking about it. So it's more like getting people to think about it than to do a specific action.
Yeah. So have you had any communities off island who come and want to learn from you guys, your model?
We have had some tours, but we are founding members of the Washington Food Hub Network.
Okay.
So that NAVC supports a bunch of food hubs and was instrumental in getting a bunch of Washington food hubs up and going. Oh, okay. They do accounting services for us and a bunch of other food hubs. So we get together and we talk about all that stuff. We're like, what's your margin? Like, what do you have a delivery fee? I learned that Kitsap Fresh over on the peninsula, they have unstaffed pickup sites. And I was like, I don't know, how do you trust your customers to pick up all their stuff? Because we don't pack fridge or freezer stuff in your box. So you have to grab that separately and look at and they're like, yeah, it works. So we set it up in Green Bank and it worked just fine.
Oh, you did? Wow. Okay.
We don't have it going right now because we need equipment.
Right.
But so yeah, that is huge for us, a non-traditional business. We can't necessarily follow exactly the standard, business practices. We kind of have to be creative. And then, so the scale is individual producer. They all are grouped together into the co-op and the food hub. Then all of the food hubs in the state come together. We have the Washington, and then all of the state ones, we have a meeting, a national food hub network community of practice.
Okay.
And at that level, it's like, what do your food hubs do California? What do your food hubs do New York? On the East Coast, everybody is concerned with getting food into the New York metro area because that's like a fifth of the population of the country.
Right.
And the landscape is so different. And in the Midwest, it's so different. A lot of us use the same operating system, local food marketplace.
Yeah.
That has good and bads, but then other food hubs like have built their own, and that doesn't integrate. So there's all these different like scales of industry.
I'm glad you brought that up because I had been thinking that. It wasn't a question on here. I wanted to say, I wonder what software they're using. I wonder, if it's, you could integrate it. I wonder if it can be updated. And, I'm thinking that in my head because that's stuff I used to do. But
yes, it is a big system, but all of the food hubs in Washington use it.
That's good.
And the CEO, Amy, lives in Oregon. And so she comes to our meetings sometimes, and she comes to the conferences, and they're all like very available, and they're working like directly with us to try to, I don't know, meet all of our demands. That must be such a hard job.
Meet all of our demands. We demand.
Yeah.
Okay. So looking back now, do you have a proudest moment, or you might have more than one, but as far as a proud moment with the community itself?
I think that the longevity of the project I'm pretty proud of for us because this is a group project.
Yeah.
I always tell our producers that if they're listening to this, they'll know me saying that this is a group project of theirs. And it's hard for it to feel that way because, of how they're contributing, but each of them runs their own account on the food hub. So I don't know what's on the food hub until I scroll through there as well. So they're in charge of all of that. So I tell them, like, you guys make the food hub every week.
Yeah, that's so smart.
You make all of this happen yourselves. And a group project can be pretty easily derailed by a strong personality or a big conflict. And it's not that we haven't had conflicts, but everyone continues to choose to work together. And this is a really small place. Everyone's also a competitor. So we call it co-opetition. Instead of like me competing with you for these 5 customers to buy our tomatoes, let's compete. Let's come, together, list both of our tomatoes, but to a larger customer base and try to everybody sell all their tomatoes.
Right.
So that really resonates with everybody. And I think it's because it's a small place. We all kind of know each other. That can be good and bad, but everybody keeps choosing to do it.
That's awesome.
So I'm pretty proud of everybody for that.
You should be.
It's not easy.
Because I hated group projects growing up in school because you always have half the group that sit there and do nothing. But in this case, they can't not do anything or they won't sell anything.
I mean, if they don't do anything, they don't get anything.
That's right.
So there is some getting of that. But I also think it's like
that's a motivation.
All the people would have not liked group projects.
Yes.
And then here they are in a group project.
That's right. Okay, so here is a big question. If another community faced the same challenges tomorrow, what lessons would you want them to learn from the Whidbey experience?
So I think the biggest lessons that I think you should go into is with your expectations.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you should expect everyone to have some kind of ownership here.
Right.
You really have to hit that really hard all the time. This is not my thing. This is not one farm's thing. And that is something that the projects can kind of devolve into, right? It's like, oh, this is this farm's thing and they're trying to get us on it. Or in the beginning, one of our critiques was like, you guys are just trying to make money. And it's like, hello, this is agriculture. Like, no one in agriculture is making any money. And like, we can't make, like, what?
And even so, do they have jobs and make money? when people used to say that to me as an entrepreneur, I'm like, do you have a job from 8 to 5? Do they pay you?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, they do. So what are you asking me?
I mean, yeah, I guess I make money off of it because they have to pay me. But
Yeah.
So that buy-in, and it's community buy-in too.
Yeah.
You have to go to all of the community people, having everybody involved.
Yeah.
That community buy-in is really important. And then I think the other thing is because it's a non-traditional business model.
Yeah.
So you have to change your expectations of what does it look like to be sustainable.
Yeah.
One of our huge value propositions is our flexibility. That,
Okay.
this is the goal.
Yeah.
You'd be able to expand and contract, being able to change or shift as markets change. That's how farmers have to do it.
Yeah.
And because we're a group of farmers supporting farming, we have to do that too.
Right.
So having anything, sometimes sustainability sounds like we reached a point, this is our process, this is what we do. But really, I think sustainability for this is being very fluid and being able to kind of to get around obstacles and not be trying to go for a goal that we decided, but being flexible with what the producers need.
So tell our listener, what is your background that prepared you for this type of thing?
For me?
Yeah, for you.
My background's mostly in sales. So sales and marketing. I'd love to do that. But my degree is in natural resource economics with a focus on local agriculture.
Oh, that's great.
I graduated in 2006 without any prospects of having that for a job. So when the project came to me and I was like, oh my gosh, I kind of actually went to college for this and it didn't exist for 20 years.
Yeah.
So I'm like, well, I guess I have to do it.
Yeah. Yeah. Since you're the one knowledgeable about it.
Take the opportunity.
That's awesome.
My education to
Yeah.
use. So yeah, and I was working at the conservation district, and when the project was brought, that's where the project was brought, and that's how I got on board with the project.
Right.
So they have a mission of supporting farmers, and they were supporting Whidbey Island Grown. They had the Whidbey Island Growers Association, which I was in charge of at that time. So that is just randomly how I got involved.
Got into it. That's great.
Yeah.
So let's do a little rapid fire questions.
Okay.
So are you a coffee or a tea drinker?
Coffee.
Black, or do you fill it with all kinds of stuff?
No, you want to know my drink? It's a poor man's mocha, I call it. It's a Americano with dark chocolate and cream.
Oh, yummy.
Yeah.
Why is that poor man's?
Because it's cheaper because it doesn't have milk. You don't have to pay for the milk.
That's true. That's true. Okay. So what is your favorite vegetable to grow?
Fava beans.
Fava beans?
I always grow a ton of fava beans, and then I harvest them all, and I eat them all myself. Because they're so hard to peel.
Yeah.
So long.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. Okay. Favorite Whidbey Farm product? Is that going to be touchy?
I love every product that my producers make. No, I do have a favorite.
Yeah.
It is salad turnips.
Salad turnips.
Yeah. They are so creamy and good, and sometimes they're sweet, depending on the weather. Sometimes they're a little spicy. But they're the best. They're like my favorite vegetable.
Now I'm going to have to try those.
You have to try them. They're so good.
Because the best golden beets I've ever had have been grown here.
I love golden beets is also right up there with
so good.
My favorite.
Okay.
Oh, wait, but also the bacon from Woodsong, which is new. We just got it.
Oh.
They're a new producer of ours. But I love bacon so much.
Yeah. Okay. We'll have to try that. So what's always in your refrigerator?
Salad stuff.
Bacon. No. Salad stuff.
Oh, yeah. I have like a bag, and every week I get new carrots and new turnips and new peas. I just dump it in the bag on top of the old stuff.
Right.
And I always have that.
Have that.
Yeah.
Yum.
Eat
Yum,
a
yum,
lot
yum.
of salad.
Yeah. One word that describes Whidbey farmers. Do you think about this?
I'm going to say generous.
Generous. Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
It's a good word. Favorite season on Whidbey?
Spring.
Spring, of course. What's one meal that always reminds you of home?
Boboli pizzas.
Say that again?
Boboli pizzas.
Boboli pizzas. Okay. That's a brand?
We used to eat that a lot. Yeah.
Okay. That's a brand that makes a
You
pizza?
make your own.
Oh,
It's
okay.
just the crust.
Oh, it's the crust. Okay.
Yeah. And
All
then
right.
you put your
Yeah,
toppings on.
I didn't know if it was the brand name and you were eating frozen pizza.
No.
Or a restaurant.
It was like a whole thing
Okay.
of your toppings and stuff growing up.
And you make the dough.
The dough is already made.
Okay.
You just put your toppings on.
Okay.
And you can put like broccoli on there.
Yeah.
Barbecue sauce. Whatever.
All the things.
Whatever.
Yeah. All
was
the things.
In my parents' fridge.
Yeah.
That's probably what they put on there.
That was
I didn't know it.
That was y'all's meatloaf.
It was our meatloaf.
Okay. Finish this sentence. Community grows when?
Community grows when conflict happens and people choose to continue anyway.
Yeah.
I really do think that getting through conflict builds trust, and it's where people is where community is built, because we all have to deal with each other.
Yes.
No matter what.
Right.
So just, putting on whatever face you need to and continuing to deal with the people around you is important.
Yeah, that's a good lesson for me because this is the smallest place I've ever lived. And my husband grew up in a town of 6,500 people in Oklahoma. And so he's reminded me many times here when I've been upset about some conflict or something going on in the community. So this is a small town. He said, so you're going to have thicker skin and a stiff upper lip, and it'll get resolved eventually.
Mm-hmm.
Where in a big city, you can disappear,
mm-hmm.
And so that is a really good lesson. I'm glad that was your choice of when community grows. That's a good one. Okay, so before we close this interview, why don't you give us a tour around the facility that is at the Langley Fairground?
So this is where we do the food hub.
All right.
So we aggregate and bring in products like 1,500 to 2,000 units of product every week.
Yeah.
Over a 48-hour period. So we bring all that product in from 50 to 70 producers. We pack it into 150 to 200 orders.
Yeah.
And then it goes back out. So everything's going to be here today, which is nice.
Yes, it's Thursday.
Yeah.
Ooh, we're going in a walk-in. Oh, wow.
This is all of our farm product, and this is all of our fridge product, flowers, and then up top and in the back, those are our renters.
Okay.
So this is also licensed storage facility.
Oh, that's awesome.
So we got a lot of eggs and fruit and all kinds of good stuff, and we can't eat it.
Yeah, right. You can't eat it. No
These
snacking.
Eat Local Month posters.
Yes.
We did 5 years of
no snacking.
Well, because you can't sell anything that's on the floor. So if something looks really good, we're going to throw this on the floor so we can eat it. Oops. This is our original back walk-in.
Okay.
And this is our freezer that all this is bought with grant funding. This freezer costs $43,000.
I was about to say, where did y'all come? Okay, $43,000. What a great grant. Who was the grant from?
WSDA.
Okay. Ooh, Loganberries.
That's all. So we got Whidbey Distillery. We got 2 meat producers, and then we have Wrangler Kitchen and Lab Astra in here for more space.
Okay.
And then all of these are also full.
Oh. Yeah.
Because
beef freezer
regulations changed where the beef farmers can't have their product. They need their product stored in licensed facility.
Oh.
And they're not allowed to just store them at their house anymore.
Yeah.
So that's what we have. And then people come and pick up their orders here too.
Okay.
And they
come in that door.
Yeah.
Okay.
To the outside. And that's where they pick up their order.
Nice. Man, those are massive refrigeration systems.
This, I will show you how this works.
Okay.
You are going to just remember that you've had 10,000 years of agriculture.
10,000 years of agriculture.
So this is a regular air conditioner.
Oh,
There is a sensor shoved in here.
that scared me. The
to
door shut.
override it. Oh yeah, don't worry. It
Okay.
doesn't lock.
Okay.
It is overridden with like a little sensor in there so it can go below 60 degrees.
Okay.
And then it's this foil is how it's connected. That's it.
Really?
That's it. This whole thing goes together in pieces like Lego.
Okay.
And then you just shove a sensor in an air conditioner. So
Wow.
it's got
That's crazy. So it's just a air conditioner.
yeah.
Okay.
I mean, this one needs
and it's
two.
cold in here.
38 degrees.
38 degrees. Wowzer.
It's
Oh, yeah.
fun in the winter
Yeah.
when you walk out of there and it's warmer in there than ever.
Right. Okay.
And then, yeah, this is our dry storage. So we
Yeah.
have renters in here as
Right.
well.
Well, that's great that you guys have facilities for these farms that need excess space.
Yeah.
It's great. Okay, so before we close this interview, why don't you give us a tour around the facility that is at the Langley Fairground?
So this is
Okay.
where we do the food hub.
All right.
So we aggregate and bring in products like 1,500 to 2,000 units of product every week
Yeah.
over a 48-hour period. So
Oh,
we bring
wow.
all that product in from 50 to 70 producers. We pack it into 150 to 200 orders.
Yeah.
And then it goes back out. So everything's going to be here today, which is nice.
Yes, it's Thursday.
Yeah. This
Ooh,
is
we're
our
going in a
walk-in.
walk-in. Oh, wow.
This is all of our farm product, and this is all of our fridge products, our
Okay.
flowers, and then up top and in the back, those are our renters. So
Okay.
this is also licensed
Yes.
storage facility.
Oh, that's awesome.
So we got a lot of eggs and fruit and all kinds of good stuff, and we can't eat it.
Yeah.
Right.
You can't eat it. No
These are our
snacking.
Eat Local Month posters.
Yeah.
We did
No,
5 years of
no snacking.
Well, because you can't sell anything that's been on the floor. So
Right.
if something looks really good, we're
Yeah.
like, we're going to throw this on the floor so
Oh.
we can eat it. This is our original back walk-in.
Okay.
And this is our freezer that all this is bought with grant funding. This
Okay.
freezer costs $43,000.
I was about to say, where did y'all come? Okay, $43,000. That's what a great
All
grant.
rented.
Who was the grant from?
WSDA.
Okay. Ooh, Loganberries.
That's all. So we got Whidbey Distillery, we got 2 meat producers, and then we have Regular Kitchen and Ad Astra in here for more space.
Okay.
And then all of these are also full.
Oh. Yep.
Because
Beef freezer.
regulations changed where the beef farmers can't have their product, they need their product stored in licensed facility.
Oh,
And they're not allowed to just store them at their house anymore.
yeah.
So that's what we have. And then people come and pick up their orders here too.
Okay.
And that's,
They come in that door.
yeah,
Okay.
to the outside. And that's where they pick up their order.
Nice. Man, those are massive refrigeration systems.
This, I will show you how this works.
Okay.
You are going to just remember that you've had 10,000 years of agriculture.
10,000 years of agriculture.
So this is a regular air conditioner.
Oh,
There is a sensor
Okay.
shoved in here.
that scared me. The
to
door shut.
override it. Oh yeah, don't worry. It
Okay.
doesn't lock.
Okay.
Is overridden with like a little sensor in there so it can go below 60 degrees.
Okay.
And then it's this foil is how it's connected. That's it.
Really?
That's it. This whole thing goes together in pieces like Lego.
Okay.
And then you just shove a sensor in an air conditioner. So
Wow.
it's got
That's crazy. So it's just a air conditioner.
yeah.
Okay.
I mean, this one needs
and it's
two.
cold in here.
38 degrees.
38 degrees. Wowzer.
It's
Oh, yeah.
fun in the winter
Yeah.
when you walk out of there and it's warmer in there than ever.
Right. Okay.
And then, yeah, this is our dry storage. So we
Yeah.
have renters in here as
Right.
well.
Well, that's great that you guys have facilities for these farms that need excess space.
Yeah.
It's great. Well, thank you, Shannon, so much. I've enjoyed talking to you, and I really always wanted to know the information and the story behind this. And it's a great story to start off this next series that I'm doing about change and when things happen and what you do differently, whether it's someone's job, whether they retire, or whether, like you said, something happened worldwide and you needed to help make a change. Well, thank you.
Thank you so much for letting us tell the story and get it out there behind the scenes too.
Sure.
Appreciate it.
You're welcome. One of the things I love about this conversation is that it reminds us reinvention isn't always about changing ourselves. Sometimes it's about changing the way a community works. When uncertainty threatens the livelihoods of local farmers, you and so many others refuse to accept that there wasn't another way. Instead, you help build a bridge between the people growing our food and the people who wanted to support them. That bridge didn't disappear when the crisis ended. It became something stronger. A lasting reminder that local food isn't just about what's on our plates. It's about relationships, resilience, and neighbors helping neighbors. The Whidbey Island Grown Cooperative stands as an example of what can happen when innovation is guided by community rather than convenience. Shannon, thank you for the leadership you provided to Whidbey's farming community and for reminding us that some of the best ideas are born during most difficult moments. And thank you for listening to Local Whidbey Podcast. If you enjoyed today's episode, please subscribe and share it with someone who believes great communities are built one good idea at a time. Until next time, I'm Maxie, and this has been Local Whidbey Podcast.